It's not easy. I also have done the same thing with a lot of comics that I've looked up to, where I'm like, I try to like figure out what I'm gonna say, and then I just like, I remember one time I like stopped Louis at the store in LA, and I was like, are you gonna like put out like a list of all the jazz you used on Louis? And he's like, yeah, dude, and then like walked away. He was just like so annoyed that I stopped him. I've almost embarrassed myself every time I've talked to one of my heroes.
because I don't know what you're gonna say. That's what I was like. What am I even gonna say to her when I go up to her? Just like, hi.
Yeah, I think I think the main thing you try to do is you always just try to kill and hope they see it. You know?
Yeah, that's really it. Because like, what am I gonna just be like? Just like, so like, how do you write jokes?
Yeah, they're gonna like, you're gonna say something where they're like, you know what? I've never seen you do comedy, but please open for me. You know, it's like whatever you think's gonna be. Can we be friends now? I did have one thing. I was in Seattle at this really shitty venue, and Patrice was playing, and I knew a guy who had been opening for Patrice. So after the show, I said, hey, I'm friends of Kojo. Like, Patrice, like, I love the show. Thanks for, coming to Seattle, whatever. And then I realized that the guy who's supposed to drive him is drinking, and Patrice is, I kind of picked this up, that Patrice wants to go. The guy who's supposed to be driving him is drinking at the bar. Patrice is pissed off because he doesn't want to get in the car with somebody who drank. And so I go, hey, man, I know this is weird, but like, do you want to ride to your hotel? And he's like, yes. Wow. So Patrice gets in my mom's Subaru and we drive, and I'm kind of explaining city, like Seattle to him, like the race dynamics and like where the hood is and like how it's like growing up here. And then he's like, are you hungry? And so then I take him to Chinatown and we get Chinese food, and it was like the best night of my life. I spent 3 hours with Patrice. We talked about comedy. It's the only time I think that's ever happened to me where like I took the chance to speak to a hero. Wow. It was kind of...
You need to like, it needs to be a situation like that where you can bring some sort of value. Like I can give you a ride home and I've only had 4 beers, so I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, I'm sober, so I really had an advantage.
Yeah. Were you guys just talking comedy, or were you guys like riffing on random shit?
Comedy, drugs and alcohol, women.
Interesting. What was the one thing you said about comedy that stuck out?
I think it was just that the way we're talking now, you want to get to a point where that's how you're talking on stage, kind of thing. Like there should be no facade. There should be no switch in your conversational. Being funny with your friends, the way you joke in a green room, should be no different than what you bring to the stage. And that's the point of trying to get to a place where it's like, you're not going up there and like, okay, now I'm performing,
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.